Hi, everyone. We want to thank you so much for tuning in. We're glad that you could join us tonight and check this out. My name is Nikki, and I am a mother of two and a former high school English teacher and track coach of 9 years. And now I'm just really enjoying working from home and helping people reach their goals and feel their best. So I watched a friend on Facebook a while back, and she got amazing results. And I was really skeptical, but I watched her and I eventually reached out to ask what in the world she was doing because we knew that we needed a change. So you may be where I was, very skeptical, maybe a little curious. Maybe you're just watching this to get a friend off your back, or maybe you genuinely have been searching and praying for an answer. I'm going to share my story with you in a few minutes, but right now, this is about you. So I don't know where you are right now, but I do know that this can bring so much value to you. I ask that you really think about where you are right now in terms of your health goals. Where do you want to be? And most importantly, why do you want to be there? I also ask that over the next 30 minutes, you just really open up your heart and your mind to the possibility that this could help you get there, like it did for so many of us. And last of all, I ask that you just be thankful to whomever invited you to this, because chances are they've had an amazing transformation and they just want to share that with you. So over the next 30 minutes, I'm going to share a little presentation with you, and I'm going to go ahead and share my screen right now. Okay, so again, welcome. Thanks for coming. This is just going to be about sharing some stories with you, introducing you to some solutions that have worked for us, hopefully getting all your questions answered, helping you think about what your goals are, and also hearing from one very special person live. So this is my family. 5 years ago, we were in a pretty bad place in a lot of ways. I was dealing with some chronic back pain, lack of energy, brain fog, and just feelings of sadness. Our daughter had strange rashes since birth, and no one could really help us with that. And we were soon to find out about some health challenges with my son. But the scariest part of all was my husband's sudden diagnosis of heart failure. They believe it was from a virus that attacked his heart, leaving him with 10% function. So we were told that his condition usually is found with an autopsy after it's too late. So we felt very fortunate. But at the same time, we had 3 months of complete uncertainty. Our lives were filled with fear as we saw absolutely no improvement with his function, despite medication, the heart-healthy diet that was recommended, and finally a pacemaker. So it was the scariest time of our lives, but in retrospect, it was also the biggest gift. We began to make changes, and we began to educate ourselves and open up to the idea that nutrition could heal. Fast forward 2 years, and we realized that we still were not our best, and we knew that there had to be more. All we were doing was still not enough. My pain was still there. My daughter's rashes were still there, and we were so tired all the time. So my friend Patty introduced me to this. I tried it. My husband and kids followed suit, and we have never looked back. So I'm just so thankful for this gift and for her willingness to share it with me. So that's why I'm here today sharing this with you. This is my cousin Amy. She's a former elementary teacher. And she was always a health nut. She ate organic before I even knew what organic was. And she always suffered from a lack of energy and a whole slew of stomach issues. I remember her asking me questions about this for over a year before she finally decided to try it. She was another skeptic, and she didn't want anything that came from a box. But finally, she was willing to try it along with her husband. And her husband, he had been a former athlete, but he hadn't been taking care of himself. And she was really worried about him. Now she has energy, a healthier gut, and peace of mind that her family's getting what they need. And now she can utilize her new passion for helping others. This is Cindy. We got to know Cindy through her husband, Chris, who we went to college with. She works in the health profession, and she had been struggling with 20 pounds after having her son. So 2 years ago, they saw my husband on the golf course and asked what we were doing. We shared it, they tried it, and they've experienced amazing health benefits. She loves the ease of this tool, and she loves that she's been able to maintain her 20-pound weight loss for over 2 years. She also loves the energy and confidence it's given her. So what areas of your life could stand some improvement? Really think about it. If you could improve some aspect and reach some goals, what would they be? Where would you see yourself in 6 months or 2 years? Let's start with weight loss. It's a big one. But if it's weight loss, why? Because weight is just a number. What would that 10, 20, or even 100 pounds mean to you? Maybe it's getting into that favorite outfit again. Maybe it's so you can play with your kids and keep up. Or maybe it's so you can play with your grandkids and maybe feel less pain and exercise again. Maybe you want confidence again. Maybe it's energy you're looking for. I know when I was teaching, I remember drinking so much coffee. I literally couldn't function without it. And I remember the afternoon slump. That was the worst. Maybe you're already pretty healthy and you're exercising a lot, but you're just not seeing the gains for all the time you're putting in. You need to work on refueling properly and getting enough quality protein spread out throughout the day. Or maybe it's your pre-workout regimen that needs some help. Perhaps you're getting older faster than you feel you should. You want to slow down that process. A lot of us have seen loved ones suffer, and we want to be proactive and not be so reliant on medication. Maybe your sleep is bad. Maybe you're having some gut issues. Maybe your family needs to eat better and you just don't know where to start. Maybe you're looking for a vehicle to ease financial stress a little bit on your family or get some free groceries. Again, just think about where you want to be. Sometimes we get stuck in the busyness of life and we forget to think about how we should feel. We think, oh, that's just the way it is, and we adjust. My doctor told me that my lack of energy and my mental fog was just my new normal. It was my age, but thank God I didn't believe her. So what is stopping us from feeling our best? Why are so many people sick and tired and overweight? Why aren't our bodies on the inside and outside reflections of health? Well, it turns out it's not all our fault. We have challenges that we didn't have 70 years ago, like toxicity and mineral depletion. Our schedules are busy. It makes nutrient balance difficult. Even those who do try to do the right things, often they lack support or motivation. They may even think they're doing great. That's where we were, but it wasn't enough because I didn't know what I didn't know. And some people just work out harder, but that isn't enough. We went to the gym for years and my husband still couldn't shake his spare tire. But now we understand toxicity. Our bodies were designed with organs to detoxify. We have a liver, a colon, we have skin, a lymphatic system, but never were they meant to handle the load that our world is throwing at them. From the water we drink to the air we breathe, the food we eat, and all the chemicals in our other products that we use, our bodies are challenged. They're in overload. So the toxins go to the only place they can for protection, and that's our fat. Overuse of pesticides and herbicides, they leave our produce toxic and nutritionally bankrupt. Our dairy and our meat has traces of whatever that animal has eaten, and cows used to eat grass. They used to be milked in season. Now they eat genetically modified corn and lots of other things, and they take in hormones so that they produce more milk and antibiotics to keep them healthy. Our body takes in all of that as well. And again, what can't be handled goes into our fat. So, bad food is all around us and we all come from different places. Some of you may be very clean eaters, and I will tell you that I have enjoyed the holidays immensely. But knowing what is healthy and what isn't and making conscious decisions, that's what's key. What I've learned personally is that our cravings are out of control for a reason, and that we can change. When I started fueling my body with what it needed, I didn't crave the bad. It actually wasn't as appealing as my body became more alkaline. The sweet and salty food tasted too sweet and salty once my body adjusted to what normal actually should be. The truth is that most people are nutritionally deficient, and our cravings are our brain's way of telling our body that it's missing nutrients. Several studies have been done that show that our produce is nutritionally bankrupt. This particular one was done by UCLA. Several women who ate a lot of spinach were found to be anemic, which shouldn't have been the case. But ultimately, it was discovered that spinach in 1997 was depleted in several minerals, and iron was one of them. It took 43 bowls of spinach to make the amount that used to be in just one bowl in 1953. So, our bodies do need 90 nutrients, 60 of them being minerals. So what does all this mean? It just means that it's harder for us to get what we need than it used to be. So we have all this knowledge, but where do we go from here? We want to make changes. It used to be sugar-free, it used to be low carb, it used to be low fat, but now we know those things aren't good. So 5 years ago, we researched, and this is before we knew about this solution. We tried juicing. For over a year we juiced, and it was good. But when I look back at all I spent on organic produce, because if you juice non-organic, you're merely concentrating those toxins. It was expensive and it was time-consuming. Now I get what I need for a fraction of the cost, and it can be grab and go and no cleanup. I still have my juicer, but it actually happens to be in my attic right now. So what we have found is an easier way to get what we need so that we can better reach our goals. Whether it's weight loss, energy, performance, or healthy aging, Isagenix gives us quality food that just makes things so much easier. So again, what we're talking about is just food. It hasn't been evaluated by the FDA, and our products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. The body is the miracle. The body is what can do amazing things when it's fed right and treated right. So on that note, I would like to introduce you to someone very special to me. This is the beautiful lady that I stalked on Facebook for almost a year trying to find out what she was doing. And you're going to hear her story in just a moment. So Patty, you can go ahead and unmute and put your video on. And if you would just share with us a little bit about where you were before you found Isagenix, how you found it, and what it's done for you.
Sure, Nikki. Well, thanks for asking me to join you tonight. And trying to put the last 5 years of my life in a pretty little package to present is going to be a challenge, but I'm going to try and do my best. So prior to stumbling on this system, I was in my mid-50s. I was tired. I was suffering with some health issues. I had some inflammation going on in my lungs, so I couldn't exercise. I was really feeling empty. My 5 children were grown. I was just a little bit lost. I wasn't sure what I was looking for, but like you said, I was praying for an answer to something. I really had no idea what I was praying for an answer for, but I just wasn't really feeling well. And I stumbled upon this system, saw a girl I went to grade school with, and she looked amazing on Facebook. And I poked her and told her I wanted whatever she was doing, really kidding, but it turned out she was doing this nutritional system. So I looked into it because I was keeping a very clean diet at the time because everything was affecting my lungs. And when I looked into the integrity of the product and the company and their mission statement, I thought, I'm going to try this. I felt that it was put on my plate, by my higher power, and felt it was something that I really should do. I jumped in. I had an energy, my lungs settled down, I was able to breathe, I was able to get back to exercising, I lost some weight, I lost some inches, and I did then what Deb had done with me. I started to share. I educated people with the tools that we get. When they decided, I supported just like Deb did with me, and so the cycle continued, and here it is 5 years later. I feel amazing. I keep the weight off. I share the system because I truly believe when we're given a gift, it's our obligation to share with people. I learned about this tremendous industry. I say it's a godly, inspired industry that we benefit by helping other people. So I learned about this. I started a new leg of my Isagenix business, and I actually give these amazing products away and still receive commission from the company because they pay us as private distributors. So I give it to food banks, and it's just opened up so many doors, those nurturing doors that I was missing with my kids being gone, my physical health, my financial health. So I say I just co-create with people physically, financially, spiritually, emotionally to make the world a better place. So thank you for the opportunity to share. It's been a blessing in my life, and I love sharing it with people, as you know, because you were one of my first people I shared with.
Yeah, thank you so much, Patty, for that. So yeah, with you and Jim, I know it started with 70 pounds of weight loss between the two of you, but it's blossomed into just so much more than that. And you know that I thank you so much for just our friendship and everything that's come of that. So thanks again, Patty.
Thank you, Nikki.
Okay, so Patty's going to probably mute her screen again, and I'm going to go back and get back to the presentation a little bit. So you've seen Patty's results, and you may be thinking, okay, what is this? What is this really about? Well, it is not a diet. That's a beautiful thing about this. It's about bringing the body back into balance. It's a protein-based, mineral-rich, nutrient-dense superfood, and it combines nutritional cleansing with targeted essential nutrition that just feeds the body on a cellular level. And no compromise products, nothing artificial, non-GMO, no soy, no gluten. Vegan options are available, but you know, it's just really, really good stuff. So there are so many products out there and so many different companies. How is this different? I know I was wondering the same thing as I researched for months before trying it. What people find is noticeable results. There are many diets out there and they involve caloric restriction. But when you do that, you lose bone density, muscle mass, and that's not the case with Isagenix. The other thing that makes it different from other cleanses, so-called cleanses out there, is it's not a poopy cleanse. It's a cellular cleanse where toxins are released. It's not a diet. You don't deprive yourself. Instead, you're flooding your body with what it needs. And my husband, who's always on the go, he calls it his easy, accessible nutrition. He loves it because he does not love healthy food, and it's a way for him to get what he needs. Another amazing thing that makes this different is the support system. You know, when you buy a product off a shelf, which many of us have done, you get that product and maybe some directions on the bottle. But here, you know, you get me. And when I started, I got Patty Ann. You get a team of people that are just eager to get you to your goals. We work out a plan with you. We work closely with you along your journey. You know, we get on calls together and troubleshoot. We help each other plan ahead. So many other opportunities are there. You know, we have Facebook groups for support. Locally here in York, we get together, we prep meals. We have cooking demos. We have Wellness Wednesdays in certain areas, and we share recipes together. We really just have a community of people from all walks of life who share a common goal of getting healthier and having fun while doing it. Another thing that makes this different is that, you know, you won't see ads on TV and you can't buy it off the shelf somewhere. And that was for a reason. John Anderson and the Cougars, they wanted this to be a belly-to-belly business of helping others and a company that always strives to keep up with the latest research. And everything is scientifically based and third-party tested. Now, that's not to say, just because you won't see those ads, that a ton of professional athletes actually do use the products. But what I think is so cool is that they're never paid a dime. Okay, scientifically based. Yes, University of Illinois conducted a study. And again, this is an independent study comparing the Isagenix system to the leading doctor-recommended heart-healthy diet that I told you my husband had been on. Participants experienced 56% more weight loss, 47% more fat loss, twice as much visceral fat loss. Now, if you don't know what that is, that's the fat around your organs. Everyone has that. Even if you look skinny, you still have visceral fat, as long as we have toxins in the body. 35% greater reduction in oxidative stress. And you know, that is so bad for the body. So if we can diminish that at all, it's just going to help our overall health. So we have science supporting the products, and this has been published in several medical journals. And it didn't stop there. Another study was done by Skidmore, and this was a year-long study. In the beginning, everyone was on Isagenix for 30 days. Then they wanted to see, you know, what happens with maintenance, because we all have been on diets, lost weight, and then gained it right back. Well, what they found in this was that the group who remained on Isagenix on some kind of maintenance plan had 4 times more fat loss and increased muscle mass, 2 times the metabolism, and 3 times the toxins released than those that moved on to whole foods, you know, with a dietitian. So people lost an average of 24 pounds, 17% decrease in body fat, 33% visceral fat, 9% increase in muscle mass, and 44% increase in toxins released. So these studies are out there. I don't want to spend too much time on them, although they excite me. I realize that a lot of people get bored by science. So we're going to look at a couple more people on in our family who have gotten great results. So this is Mark, and Mark has had an amazing transformation. He lives out in sunny California. We heard from him on our live webinar last week, and he actually went to Rome and was just really disgusted with all of the beautiful, wonderful clothing he saw that he could not fit in. But he bought some things, and he bought them back because he had hope that he was going to fit into them, and he certainly did. He has lost weight and gained a ton of muscle, and he's just been shining his light everywhere, and it's been so fun to get to know him. This is my cousin Theron. Before his wife ordered the products, he wasn't smiling much. He was working really hard at his job, and he couldn't work out because he had a lot of inflammation in his knees. He lost 40 pounds. He found energy, health, and stamina, and he was able to race again and modeling overall health and fitness for their kids. I saw him after his 30-day. He was smiling, and his wife was blown away when he actually did a cartwheel in the kitchen. I'm telling you, this just brings people back to life who just haven't been able to feel for a while. This is Elena. Elena had always been an athlete. She was suffering from a little bit of lack of energy. She was exhausted, and she put on some holiday pounds. I'm sure many can relate right now. She wanted to get back into the right mindset, and she did. She lost 39 inches and 15 pounds, and she's kept it off for 2 years. So she's loads of energy and uses several products to fuel her training and racing. And she's active and really inspiring to so many of us. So a little bit about the products. There are, you know, you've heard of many stories of this changing lives, but we have close to 60 products or solutions just to help people improve the quality of their life. And I'm going to mention just the 5 main ones. These are the pillars of health. A lot of people get started with some kind of reset, and these are usually what is included in that reset. The first is our shakes. These are high protein, but really good quality protein. What I love about this is that it's easy. All you have to do is add water. It's ready in 2 minutes, and it has the perfect balance of protein, fats, fibers, and carbs. So everything is in there. We talked a little bit about dairy. This dairy is different. It's from cows in New Zealand. They're grass-fed, they're milked in season, they're happy cows, no pesticides, no hormones, nothing like that. And they're 99% lactose-free, these shakes. A lot of people know that we need protein, but you know, they don't know where to go with that. So some people used to use soy. Most people know that's bad now. This is undenatured whey, which is the purest you can get. It does not go through a process of high heat and salt. So it really maintains just the quality, and it makes it just superior to the rest. And as you can see, I mean, everything we need is in this. It's the perfect meal. It even has probiotics and prebiotics. So a lot of people who have a dairy issue still do great with these shakes. But as I said before, we do have a vegan option if dairy is not your thing. This product, oh my goodness, does anyone have stress in your life? This is my favorite product next to the shake. It helps your body cope, but it also is the pathway that opens the cells so that you can take in the nutrients. It has wonderful immunity benefits. It consists of adaptogenic herbs. I don't know if you know about those, but that's another one you can Google on your own. But there's just amazing science behind it. But just a short story I want to tell you is I went without this for 2 days, and boy, did I feel it. My luggage had been lost, and I woke up. I went through the day. I'm like, what is going on? Why don't I feel myself? I just felt like I couldn't handle things as well. I felt stress. I felt tired. And then I realized my luggage had been lost and this had been in it, and I had gone without it, and never want that to happen again. Okay, Cleanse for Life. This enables the body to do the magic that it was intended to do. We talked about toxins and how they get stuck in our fat as protection. Well, this helps us to make those toxins that are fat soluble, water soluble, so we can release them. And again, not a poopy cleanse. It's a cellular cleanse. Your lymphatic system is working, and it just gives your body a break. Lots of different ways this product can be used. So, depending on what your goals are, some people use it with intermittent fasting, which is a day or 2-day cleanse. Some people use it just as a daily cleanse. So it's amazing, amazing part of the system. Next, we have our daily packs. Now, these, I always forgot to take my vitamins, but I love these because they come in little packs for AM, PM, and they're bioavailable. They actually are absorbed into the body, not like those bedpan bullets that you've heard about. Dr. Paul Anderson did a demo on stage where he took 6 shot glasses of white vinegar, similar to the pH of our digestive system, and he dropped some pretty well-known vitamins in. He did his presentation, and when he returned, ours was the only one that had disintegrated. So, you know what you're getting with this. There's just quality. It comes with 5 different components: multivitamin for men or women, an omega, a C light, ageless actives, and then Isagenix with product B. This is a groundbreaking product. It combats the aging process and the shortening of telomeres. So if you don't know what telomeres are, basically as we age, our telomeres get shorter, and as they shorten, that's when bad things happen, and that's when our health really starts to decline. So the research on this is really promising, and it's, again, just an amazing product. Now, we have these, and you might be thinking, well, wait a second, I thought your shakes had everything in it. Well, that's true. It's not that our shakes or our products are lacking. The food that we're eating, this actually helps us to be able to absorb what is in our food, because this is the minerals that our body is lacking. So many other products, from skincare to sleep support to joint support. We have organic alkaline coffee that is awesome. We have solutions for everyone's needs. We have greens and fruits, so you can get those fruits and vegetables even in the winter in an easy way. And these kids' vitamins, I love those for my kids. So the question is, are you ready to take charge of your health? What are your goals for this coming year? And you're probably having some questions now. Is it expensive? Can I do this? How do I go about getting started? Well, the good thing is we have solutions for everyone, no matter what your budget is, what your goals are. So I want to ask you what you currently are spending on your groceries, your drinks, your snacks in a month. And really take a minute and think about this. Even get out a sheet of paper and jot some things down, because for me, I didn't get it at first. Now, Patty, who you just met, she told me that she does her taxes every year, and she does a budget. She saved $900 the first year she did Isagenix on her groceries. So, I found the same thing, but we don't think about what we spend a month on groceries. We know what our mortgage is and our cell phone bill and our electric bill, but what do you spend on groceries, eating out, drinks, and snacks? So think about breakfast. What do you eat for breakfast? If it's cereal and milk, jot that down. Coffee, maybe some eggs and toast. Most people are spending at least $3 if they eat at home on breakfast, sometimes as much as $5. Do you stop at Starbucks or go through a drive-through a few times a week? If so, there's an extra $5 here and there. What about lunch and dinner? At the low end of the spectrum, most people are spending anywhere from $7 to $12 a day on lunch. 7 usually if they're packing it themselves, 12 if they're going out. But again, everyone is different. I know that I'm on the road a fair amount, as is my husband, and I carry a shake with me. Recently, I forgot, and I walked into a convenience store, and I was reminded of all the money I used to waste on crappy food. I was easily spending $5, $6, and I wasn't even getting a complete meal. So my husband used to try to eat healthy. When he was this diagnosis, he was getting grilled chicken salads on the go. He was spending like 10 or 12 bucks on a meal. So this has saved us so much money over the last 3 years. I just have a little scenario I jotted down here. Honestly, I think this is probably the low end of the spectrum. But, I took someone who maybe went out for lunch, for maybe a soup and a sandwich out, and, maybe a drink. And everything else was, packed, maybe a bottle of water or a protein bar at the convenience store. $30. A lot of people are spending more than that. A lot of people are spending around $30. So if this is you, you're going to save a lot of money on Isagenix. If this isn't you, then maybe you are eating a little bit less than that. We have packs for every budget, whether you're spending $15 a day, $20 a day, $30 a day. We're running a little bit low on time here, but basically this slide just shows that a shake is less than $3 a meal. And with the way many people start, not everyone, but the way that most people start is a reset where you're provided with 64 of your meals. And then, you're eating a Whole Foods, buy at the grocery store meal. All of those together, the Isagenix plus your meal that you would provide yourself, most people are spending about $462 a month. And without Isagenix, they're spending a lot more than that. So you can save a lot of money, as I said before. The other thing I love about this is that the company does not want you to have to pay for your products. So if you love them, which often happens, you can invite a couple of friends and you can get your products for free. Right away, you can invite 2 friends and you can get half off, or 3 and it's free. You're basically just reallocating a portion of what you're already spending at the grocery store and spending it in your own online store. There's also a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you don't like it, you get your money back. So this company has superior products. They have a mission to change the world, and they have this unrivaled compensation plan that is just, you can't even compare it. There has been tremendous growth. And this chart shows you, where the company is going. They're growing exponentially because people need these solutions. We continue to grow domestically and internationally. Though 80% of the people are just happy product users, they're thrilled to be buying their groceries from their own online store. Some are getting their products paid for, and some are actually earning an extra income. So you have to decide, where you want to be and how much you love these products and how much you want to share them. But it happens organically. So this is the vision statement of the company, and I just love this. They want to impact world health and free people from physical and financial pain, and in the process create the largest health and wellness company in the world. And they are doing it. So last but not least, you have to decide, where are you and where do you want to be, and how important is it for you to get there? If any part of this resonated with you, I just want to ask that you reach out to the person who invited you to this, because they genuinely do care. We all do. We care about your health and wellness. And if you're ready to get started and join us in January, we have a couple groups that are starting, and we'd love for you to jump on board and start 2016 off right. If you still have some more questions, ask to join our Facebook group. It's a great place to just kind of sit back and watch everything unfold and see what this is all about and see if it is for you. Most of all, I thank you for joining us and taking the time, and please know that we are here with any questions. So reach out to me or whomever invited you, and have a great night.